Now, as I'm sure you know at this point, Sam Bankman-fried, former CEO and founder of FTX, which collapsed, was arrested in the Bahamas a few days ago. And, there's going to be a lot developing with this story, as in how much how much prison time he's going to get. Not if he's going to prison, how much prison time he's going to get. And, just a lot of juicy details that'll let us really know why FTX collapsed and what was really the underworkings, going and keeping this system afloat until it was drowning in the water. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing a report here that FTX is, basically, excuse me. Whoa. Like, comment, subscribe. Um, I guess that's like instead of excuse me, it's a like comment. But anyway, so the Bahamas seems like they're coming for FTX, in any way that they can, and it seems like they have some assets that the government in the Bahamas wants to seize. So let's talk about what they're seizing, why they feel that they should be able to seize it. You probably already kind of can have an idea about that, but let's just go ahead and get into it, talk about it and everything like that, show the channel love. I'm really trying to get this growing and being a place where it doesn't matter if you're left or you're right, you can just come and have a good conversation and everything. So like the video, show some love so it can get pushed out to more people and we can have more big conversations because I love talking with you guys. So let's go ahead. I don't want to waste your time. Let's get into it. Okay, now it says FTX spent $256 million on Bahamas real estate and now the island's government wants it back. Wow, I wish, they wish they had that 256 million when they needed to pay they customers back. Now let's get into the details. All right, so Bahamian lawyers say FTX executives Sam Bankman-fried and Ryan Salam spent 256.3 million to buy and maintain 35 different properties across New Providence, Bahamas. Let me know what you guys think too. Do you guys think this is like what they needed for their business, or there's no possible way? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you really need, I don't know how much it costs to obviously run $1 billion business. So I don't know how much necessarily buildings you would need to operate, how much it would cost to operate such large buildings, what the rent or what the payment would be, like what the cost would be for that. Maybe they'll kind of tell us. Maybe we'll learn from that. But if you do kind of have an idea of how that works, like let me know. Now, Bahamas regulators are trying to claw back property from FTX U.S. bankruptcy protection proceedings, telling a Delaware federal judge that allowing the properties to be administered in U.S. courts would be both administratively effective and illegal under Bahamas law. Yeah, it's like the U.S. can't be deciding what the Bahamas does with their properties. That's kind of it's not really their jurisdiction, I would believe. Now, it says it is the true first look. First true look behind the curtain at FTX mammoth real estate spending. Tens of millions were all spent just at the small island development that Bankman-fried called home. Tens of millions. That man was living good. That man was living juicy. You feel me? With FTX holding company buying at least 15 properties and one vacant lot for a combined total of 143 million. Two of the largest apartments at that private Albany development came at eye-watering. Bruh, they needed a $30 million, two $30 million apartments. And another one was purchased for just over 21.3 million. Yeah, so these people were living lavish off of other people's money, you know what I'm saying? Off of money that probably should have stayed in the firm so they could pay people out if they needed to do withdrawals. Now, Bankman-fried and Salame, that's probably what it is, also invested tens of millions of dollars into land for their current headquarters building. See, this I can understand. Like a big business like that, you gotta have a headquarters. You gotta have a big place for all the employees to come in and work. And if it's $1 billion company, that's a lot of employees. So you need a big, large building. So this I can kind of understand. The $40 million apartment, $30 million apartment, all of that, that's a little tricky. Especially if it's other people's money, it's not really what you're getting paid out from your company. sinking over 25 million into purchases at the Viridian Corporate Center. So wow, they spent more on themselves than they spent on the actual headquarters. That's ugly. That's ugly. Let's keep it a stack. That's ugly. In April, FTX broke ground on a new headquarters, which has been on hold since exchange filed for bankruptcy in November. Now, Bahamian regulators are fighting to get those assets back from FTX U.S. leadership. In a Monday night filing, the Bahamian lawyers asked a U.S. judge to dismiss the Chapter 11 proceedings for FTX property subsidiary. Bahamian attorneys told the court that because of all the property was in the Bahamas and because Bahamian law does not allow recognition of a foreign insolvency proceeding for a Bahamian company, that the U.S. bankruptcy proceeding should be suspended and the Bahamas regulators should be allowed to assume full control of the Bahamian real estate process. And I'm going to have to agree with that. Let me know what you guys feel about that, but I'm going to have to agree with that. If they were running the business from within the Bahamas, and these properties were purchased in the Bahamas, the U.S. shouldn't really have any jurisdiction on that. Do I think the jurisdiction should have jurisdiction on a lot of the things that Sam Bankman-Fried has done? Yes, especially because it affected so many Americans. But as far as you can't tell the Bahamas what they got to do with their property and businesses that are on their soil, I can definitely see why they're fighting that, and they should be able to win it, to be honest. Let's keep it a stack. Now, it said it is a move that is likely to spark pushback from FTX U.S. attorneys and CEO John J. Ray, who is committed to maximizing recovery for FTX clients both in the U.S. and abroad through restructuring and asset sales. I mean, I understand it. You should definitely want to get this money back for the FTX clients in the U.S. and abroad, but I mean, you can't just take jurisdiction away from a country. Like the U.S., I don't feel like the U.S. would let that slide the other way around. If the U.S. had properties, that was in the U.S. and the Bahamas was like, oh, well, you guys got somebody in the Bahamas, but they screwed over a bunch of Bahamians, you know what I'm saying? I don't think the U.S. would be like, oh, well, no, you know what I think the U.S. would do? I think the U.S. would be like, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll handle it. We'll handle it. And that's all the Bahamas is really trying to do, it sounds like. Let me know if you disagree, what you think about this. Okay, so it says, the lawyers have been tussling in court over jurisdiction, with each side crying foul at the other. Let's not make this this is not a U.S. Bahamian problem. This is a Sam Bankman-fried FTX collapse problem. Let's stay on topic, people. The jurisdiction, I believe, should go to the Bahamians, but this is not what we should be fighting about. These people are so focused about the money. That's what it is. They're more focused about the money. And they want it, the Bahamas want it to be the money kind of to go into their jurisdiction, because let's keep it a stack, bro. This is like 250 million. Even the government, if they know it's 250 million, they'll fight for it. That's enough money for a government to care. Now, FTX filed for bankruptcy protection on November 11th after reporting by CoinDesk revealed significant irregularities in a sister hedge fund, Almeida's research balance sheets. Yes, their sister hedge fund, they were basically taking in customers' money, giving it to their sister hedge fund, and allowing them to trade with the customer's money. Not something that you can do, and I'm pretty sure is illegal. An 11th hour rescue by Binance ultimately failed, precipitating a run on the bank, an astonishing liquidity crisis for an exchange that had once been heralded as the saving grace of crypto. As you know, liquidity pretty much means how much cash you can get on hand. They couldn't get enough cash on hand, so they couldn't pay people out, and hence the collapse. Founder Bankman-Fried is now in a Bahamian jail after charges were filed for him by U.S. prosecutors. Actually, I know he was being extradited to the U.S. I wonder if I guess he hasn't been extradited yet, but he will be. Now, a crisis continues to loom over the large entire crypto space. BlockFi filed for bankruptcy in November. Myriad exchanges have either frozen or been paused redemptions and withdrawals. Rumors swirl about what exchange, if any, will be the next to fall, even as crypto firms release apparently audited proof of reserves in a bid to shore up investor confidence. Now, actually, the same day I did just make a video on Binance. Sorry, I get confused. All these is crypto.com, FTX, Binance. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Nah, those aren't exchanges, but you get my point. But yeah, at this point, like, customers are they're just done with it. They're done with it. They've seen the FTX scam and everything like that, and they're just like, bruh, I can't do this anymore. This is not safe. I would much rather just throw my money in an index fund like you should and get that, 5 to 15% a year. That's going to be much safer as long as, the country isn't in a recession like it has been the past 2 years. Once this economy gets back rolling and everything, those are where the safe investments are going to be. And basically everyone's just everyone who's still left, it's like crypto.com, Binance, they're like, I survived the fallout. Like, everybody just wants to see what what the future of these are, and everything like that. And so it's very important for these crypto companies to get back some type of consumer confidence, and the way they can do that is by allowing people to get their withdrawals. If more people try to withdraw and they fail, just like they couldn't with the FTX, just like they couldn't with BlockFi, and or their assets are frozen, like, this industry is going down the gutter, and is going down the gutter because of things like this overspending, like spending customers' money that should have a one-to-one relationship. If you bring in $10 million of somebody's money, you need to keep that $10 million ready to be liquid just in case that person withdraws. So let me know what you guys think about all this and everything. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, so the we can really get the conversation going on this stuff. I love talking to you guys, especially when you guys are respectful. Sometimes y'all be wilding, but a lot of y'all be coming in defending me and everything like that. But I really just want to have a nice place for everybody to get their opinions going, whether they're good opinions or they're bad opinions. I want it to be a safe place like that. And the more people we have to talk about it, the more fun it is, the better it is, and the more you can learn. I learn a lot every day just by reading my comments, and everything like that. So show support. I hope you guys all have a great day. And if you have any experience, with any of these exchanges recently, like within the past few months, Binance, crypto.com, FTX especially, we would love to hear about it. So just let us know. Have a great day, guys.